Howdy, folks. I'm Salty Samarium, sloppily slamming smelly seashells.
I'm Amber, and this is Belle, and we'll talk more about her during tea time.
And here's some more smelly seashells for us to slam. This seems horrifying. Horrifying, Amber, horrifying. Hopefully they're empty seashells.
Oh, of course. Yeah, these are empty seashells. We are not hurting any creatures on this show.
Let's get started. Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Taking Potatoes Off a Guy's Plate at a Wedding? I just got back from my friend's wedding in Mexico. It was at a fancy, all-inclusive resort. Everyone mostly did their own thing, with only a few group events planned, other than the wedding and the reception, obviously. One of the group activities was dinner out at one of the restaurants that required a reservation. It was beautiful, and the service was fantastic. One hiccup was the best man did not want potatoes. He wasn't allergic, potatoes did not take out his parents in a dark alley, and he wasn't sworn to avenge them, as far as I know anyways. I speak Spanish, and after he asked me, I asked the waiter to please not serve him potatoes. Well, you know where this is going. He was maliciously served potatoes, and he would not shut up about it. He pointed out to everyone at our table that he had been served starchy tubers against his will. Other tables were watching him and listening to him getting upset about potatoes. He ate the rest of his meal but would not drop the potatoes. I couldn't take it anymore. I reached over and I grabbed the potatoes with my hand and I put them on my plate, and then I ate them. He just sat there stunned. Then he got up and went to his suite. He avoided me for the rest of the time there, but made sure to tell everyone that I was a jerk and how unladylike I was. I just wanted to make him stop talking about his potatoes. My friend wants me to apologize for causing drama. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
I mean, I'm gonna go with not the jerk here. It's a little tricky because technically they were his potatoes, but since he did not want them and vocally made it very clear he did not want the potatoes, it just seems like he's one of those people who wants to be dramatic for the sake of being dramatic.
Well, it's one of these things where you can't win, right? He wouldn't stop talking about the potatoes, but then he got upset at OP for taking care of the problem. It just seems like what Amber says is he just wanted something to complain about. So I don't know. I don't think that what OP did was horrible. It was clear it was a food that he didn't want. He was done eating, so it wasn't like he was touching his plate anymore. He just wanted to complain and gripe about the potato situation. So let me know what you folks think, though. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And names are too hard for me, says, not the jerk. Don't worry about it. This is small potatoes. And between Weeb and Otaku says, well played. And Laughable Lookout says, when he went away, you had achieved your purpose and had gotten him to stop talking. Extra points if you can get him to ignore you as well. It was him who acted like a spoiled brat and started the trouble. And Keiki Value says, yeah, OP, don't feel badly. This tuber shall pass. It would be great to one day get to the root of his problems, but getting him starchy over a small fry issue must have been very unappealing. They went all into the potato puns. And Rodney Copperbottom says, I see what you did there. Everyone's about the potato jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to buy my ex's daughter a birthday gift? My ex cheated on me for most of our relationship. I found out during my pregnancy with our daughter, and he had the other girl pregnant too. My daughter was a June baby, and theirs was an October baby. They also got married that following February. To say things between us have been tense is an understatement. Ex's wife didn't know immediately that he was with me, or that we had been together since we were 15. She hated me for obviously overshadowing her own pregnancy with mine. She hated me even worse when she needed an emergency C-section and had so many complications that a hysterectomy had to be carried out. The tension between all of us was the worst then. Ex's wife wanted me to give up my daughter for them to raise both girls together as real sisters. And when I refused, we had all the drama. I don't even think that she would have been able to love my daughter the way I had done that. But I think that she wanted more than one badly enough that she thought that my daughter would do since she was already born. X and I now communicate through an app mostly. We share custody of our daughter, 14, and exchanges happen at school pickup to minimize the contact between us. This had worked for many years, though I know it wasn't ideal for my daughter overall. My daughter and her half-sister have very high conflict relationship. It's over me and the ex's wife. Ex's daughter has picked up on her mom's attitude towards me and dislikes me and believes that I keep her sister from her real family. And my daughter doesn't like my ex's wife, which annoys her half-sister. This has been communicated to me to a number of times by my daughter, but also by my ex, who will send random texts about it. I never respond because our mandated communication is done through the app. X and his wife had some financial problems over the last 6 months. For my daughter's birthday, she got a card and a gift card, and my ex told her in advance that he wouldn't be able to get her much. I was able to get her a present as normal though. I splurged a little this year and got my daughter a gaming laptop. She was so happy. X became aware of this when my daughter spent a bit more time at her grandparents and she asked them if she could bring the laptop to their house. X asked her about it and she told him that I bought it as a birthday gift. Now X's daughter's birthday is a couple of weeks away and he wants me to buy her a gift, something I have never done before. He said that the money situation is still tight and he doesn't want her to get nothing. I told him that I would not be buying her a gift and he blew up the app and my phone saying that I should be doing this so his daughter isn't left with a lackluster birthday. X said that I had never done anything to help the dynamic with the girls and never cared about the pain that he and his wife were in. And this was the one thing that I could do. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. While it's unfortunate that the girl is not going to have as nice a birthday as her sister, this is not OP's problem. She is a stranger to this child.
Yeah.
The irony of him going on about how you don't understand my pain when he's the one who was cheating on his pregnant wife.
Yeah. I think that, again, like what Amber said, this is a matter of OP's probably still bitter about the whole relationship, and I can't blame them. She doesn't want anything to do with these people, and I can't blame her there. And then to try to add insult to injury and tell OP that now she should be providing gifts for the for the person who came about because of this affair, I think
Right. And this person who actively hates OP too,
Yeah.
on top of that.
who treats her with nothing but contempt. So I think then OP is well within their right not to get them a gift, and I don't think that this is a jerk move either. I just think it's a reality. You wouldn't go up to a stranger and be like, buy my kid a present, you monster.
Right, and that's the thing, is that she has no more relationship with this girl than she would a stranger. In fact, if anything, she has a slightly antagonistic relationship with the girl.
Yeah.
And so why on earth would she buy the girl a gift? Like, she's not her daughter, so
Yeah. OP, you should get her a potato.
you should not get her a potato. Don't get her anything that's going to come across as rude or condescending. She's a child.
Okay, get her a bag of potatoes.
Mm-mm.
More than one potato. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Driving Away Without My Wife Because She Can't Plan? For the past week, my wife and I have been anticipating a baseball game for which we had purchased tickets. We like baseball, but we don't attend many games. So traveling into the city to see games is a rare treat. I know, though, that it would take time to drive there and find a parking spot due to traffic. Because the game started at 7 p.m. and we live about 45 minutes from the stadium, I told her this morning that she needed to be ready and get in the car by 6 p.m. Well, my wife is an avid gamer. She's so engrossed in her latest video game that when the clock struck 5:45 p.m., she has struggled to plan in the past, and I get tired of reminding her that she needs to budget time to get ready. It's as if she has no concept of time at all, similar to a young child. Well, I was ready to go by 6 p.m., and she was in the bathroom. I saw this as an opportunity to teach her personal responsibility. So I simply left the house without saying a word. I got into the car and I started driving to the game. It took my wife a few minutes to figure out what I had done, but when she called me, she was absolutely furious. She said that it was completely unacceptable for me to leave without telling her and that she had no way of getting to the game without paying for parking. I told her that I got tired of constantly waiting for her and that she would plan better next time if she didn't want to get left behind. I also reminded her that I had told her that morning when I expected her to be ready to leave. Absolutely none of this seemed to matter, though, and she rudely hung up on me after yelling out more insults. Frankly, I think that it's completely insane that a grown woman is unable to budget her time, and I'm starting to suspect that she's doing this on purpose because she's a narcissist who expects me to accommodate her. After all, she's not a dumb woman, she has a science degree. Well, she never showed up to the stadium, and I didn't hear from her for the whole game. But when I got home, there was a note left on the door. She told me that I wasn't welcome in the bedroom and that I should sleep on the couch. I can't believe she wants to be this much of a pill. If I had waited for her, I would have missed the first pitch. I made my expectations clear, and she couldn't be bothered to meet them. I feel like she should be apologizing to me. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Yeah, I think OP's being a jerk here. And I also want to know, do you even like your wife, OP? This entire letter is just like dripping with condescension for her and treating her like she's a small child. And like, I understand being frustrated because she is so frequently late, but he never communicated to her before he left that he was going to go. He wasn't like, okay, honey, I'm getting in the car and going. He never told her beforehand that if she wasn't in the car at 6 p.m. on the dot, he was leaving. Like, there was no communication there.
Yeah, there was no kind of warm up period where he's like, I'm going to be starting to leave. I think that both people are a little bit in the wrong here. I think that she should be more on time if this bothers him that much. But I don't think in this particular case that she had any way to know that he was just going to drive off without her.
Well, I'm wondering too if she might have undiagnosed ADHD or something
Yeah.
like that, because plenty of people with science degrees have ADHD. Like, it's not like it doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. So his idea that, oh, she has a science degree, so she should be able to figure this out. There are some conditions like ADHD that do make time management harder, and while that's not not on OP to fix, like, it's worth having a little bit of grace and exploring that avenue.
Well, the point that they've reached here is the point at which they should have been in couples therapy like months ago.
Mm-hmm.
This has clearly gotten to the point where it's boiled over,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gotten to the point where it's bothering him so much now that he's taking drastic measures, and he thinks that it's his job to fix his wife, and that maybe if he's just a little bit harder on her, that she'll basically be like, oh, I have to get myself together, when that's not how things like this work,
No,
right?
I mean, that's not a partnership, that's a dictatorship.
Yeah. If she does have a medical condition that's making her unable to, like, keep track of time, then that's a matter of something that needs to be diagnosed and worked through, right?
And I mean, there are a lot of time management skills that anyone can use, like setting reminders on your phone and
Yeah.
whatnot. So it may be worth it for her to like start researching how can I more effectively manage my time.
Well, and then on top of this, right, he told her 15 minutes beforehand, right? So he's like, oh, there's 15 minutes to leave.
Well, it sounds like he didn't tell her at all. He looked at the clock.
Oh. Like, he didn't even give her a heads up or a warning or anything like that and say, hey, I'm going to be leaving in 15 minutes. Be sure to be ready if you want to come to the game. Like, that even would have been a courtesy and let her know that he was serious about actually getting out to the car at that point in time, right? But there wasn't any kind of, like, build up to this at all. And so I really have a hard time faulting her in this particular instance about his actions, right? And
Right.
she has every right to be mad at him for abandoning him because they both like baseball. It was something that she was looking forward to as well, and he just made the unilateral decision to go without her, and that's not how a team functions, right? And he's using an awful lot of accusatory statements here, right? This isn't a I feel like she's doing this on purpose. He's saying she's doing this on purpose.
And she's a narcissist, which is
Yeah.
again something that needs to be diagnosed by a psychiatrist.
Yeah. So, whether or not these statements are true or not is certainly not something that should be left up to OP to determine, right? He should be talking with his wife and saying, hey, I think maybe therapy for us would be a good idea, and then kind of working from there, right? But they clearly have some communication issues to work through. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. Amber, she has a joke, and I don't know where she got this 2-bit joke from, but it's not a Jovial Bobstein joke, so.
I got it from Threads. Where do bad rainbows go?
Where do bad rainbows go? I can tell you exactly where bad rainbows go. They go to the dark side of the moon. And that's why when you look at the icon, the imagery for Pink Floyd, the dark side of the moon, it's the prism, right? And that's where rainbows go.
Very close in that they go to prism. It's a light sentence and gives them time to reflect.
You know, that's actually not bad. That's not bad at all. That's very punny. Very punny indeed. And I have licorice spice.
And I have a creepy doll because you're not going to see this well on camera, but Horoscope Volume 3, I got my contributor copy today.
Yeah,
So
I'll try to put a picture over Amber's face or
Yeah.
something like that.
so this is my rendition of one of the dolls in the story. So
Yeah, so Amber wrote a short story for for this Horoscope Volume 3 collection, and she wrote the Gemini one, and she and a bunch of authors all submitted their short stories, and yeah, I think that Amber did a really great job with hers.
well, thank you. Yeah, so there's 3 stories for each zodiac sign or poems, and so I'm one of the Gemini ones. And yeah, my first publication. I'm so excited to have this in my hand and to have worked with such a fantastic group of people. I really, everyone in here is so awesome, and the stories are great. And so, yeah, I just really love it.
Yeah. And we will be putting a Amazon affiliate link in the comments below so that if you did want to order it through that affiliate link, that you could. Amber doesn't get any royalties from the purchases, but if you did want to buy something and have Amber get some kind of royalty from it, then that affiliate link is going to be the best way to do that.
Yeah, and this officially launches on October 20th. So if you want the ebook, that's available for pre-order now, but everything else is going to go live on Amazon on October 20th.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Thanks to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Folks, we have a live stream tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We hope to see you. Amber, we also need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it potato-centric.
When things don't go your way, as long as they're not too bad, you can always say, that's small potatoes, and move on.
That's a good moral. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.